Hello there, grads of 1980. God, am I in pain. I'm going to be really feeling a little bit down and a little bit up because while you're having all that fun back home in Vancouver, unfortunately, I'm over in Australia at my wife's 50th grad. Yeah, it happens. Anyway, I couldn't let this important event in your lives go by without trying to be there with you. So I'm going to be there with you in spirit and say, if ever there was a grad class that had something to about, it was you. I can't tell you what a privilege it was to be one of your teachers. I do hope you get a good turnout of other staff members to support you. If I could afford it, I'd fly back just to be there and see all your faces. God bless you all for getting together and doing this reminiscing good time. I think about you all, and I began thinking last night, going through some of your names in my mind, and one of the ways in which I remember all my students is what musical I did in whatever particular year. And yours was a singularly standout year because I'll never forget working with Chris Heyerdahl and Joan Churchill and of course Tracy, Barb, and I'm going to leave out a whole bunch of people, but anyway, I want to tell you that Fiddler on the Roof could not have been done by any other group but yours. And the reason being is the talent was just the right talent, and the environment. We had that wonderful theater, and I can remember getting all the way up to the last moment and Chris Heyerdahl getting sick, and we were wondering if we'd even have to cancel the production. And all of us traipsed over to the hospital in the area and continued a rehearsal in the hospital ward. Do you remember that, Chris? And all the rest of you guys that are there? It was something else. And then on we went, and what a time we had. Do you remember the breakaway bottles, the glass bottles? It had been my dream to actually have breakaway bottles on stage for the famous pogrom scene where the Russians come in to break up Tevye's and Golda's wedding party for their youngest daughter. And I had the breakaway bottles that I paid a fortune for. I only had enough to go right up for the show and one dress rehearsal. And I didn't trust one of you to use that one bottle. And one of the teachers that was in the staff, there were a whole bunch of teachers in that show, Mr. McQueen, let's see, there was the guy that played the bagpipes, help me out, Mr. Urquhart, yeah, Dave Urquhart, Mr. Bagpipes, and Mr. Moore, the guy that did photography, and there were a few others. But there was a math teacher who was a student teacher at the time. And the silly goon grabbed one of my breakaway bottles and broke it, just horsing around. And I ripped him on stage during the rehearsal. McQueen came over and told me, he said, "You can't talk to a teacher like that in front of students." And I said, "I don't give a damn. He screwed up." And anyway, it turned out to be a remarkable production because of you. And it's one of the highlight memories of my life, having the opportunity to be your teacher and director for that. And then I had one other dream, and in your year I think we did it, and that was to make it snow at Christmas time. Do you remember those big Christmas concerts? And we actually had a snowfall that the custodians were cleaning up for at least 3 weeks later, and we had our audio-visual. I remember so many wonderful things, and of course one of them was the wonderful colleague I had that made all those things possible, Don Woodworth, who came along and he wanted to form a special choir because there was so much special talent there, and he was going to do unaccompanied choral music with the select group of you, and I think quite a few of you are still around and still singing, and he was going to call you the a cappella singers. And I said to him, no, it needs a flashier name. And so we sat down over a bottle of wine and we were thinking of names, and I said, well, you're doing the gamut from A to Z, every color. Hey, what about the word spectrum? And that's how you got your name, over a bottle of wine. Anyway, the spectrum of individuals that have come back to celebrate 30 years since your graduation must be amazing. I am really regretful that I'm not there to be with you, but I'd like you to to buy a drink for all of those people that made this event possible. And I'm thinking of people like Lisa Snow and Adrian Buck, Carrie Fraser. Rainier, I understand, is going to do some outstanding stuff for you. Sally Maston, Marianne Tudor, Lenore Kazakowicz, and of course the girl that's making me do this right now again, Lisa Snow. The number of hours that I know she's put in alone is something else. So you put all of these people together, you owe them more than a drink. Anyway, God bless you all. Have a wonderful time. Over and out from Australia. Beautiful, all right.